The history of a vineyard, I think, also adds to its story and its place.
There is a historical connection between McLaren Vale and the Rhone Valley because a lot of the original vine stock material that was brought into Australia by James Busby, a lot of that material came from the south of France and the Rhone, so it's an accident of history. But through happenstance, it just happens that Shiraz and Grenache are really ideally suited to Australian conditions, particularly in McLaren Vale. Grenache was first introduced to McLaren Vale in the 1840s, and much of that material came from the east coast of Australia, from Camden Vineyards near Sydney, from William MacArthur specifically, who distributed a lot of vine stock around colonial Australia, particularly into Victoria and South Australia. So many of the great families of South Australia, the Penfolds, the Hardys, the Ronells. And here at Yangarra Estate, Grenache was first planted here in 1946. But the genetic vine stock material actually relates to the original vine stock material that was brought out in 1832 by James Busby. And we know that because South Australia prohibited any importation of vine stock material into the state between 1875 and really 1970, so for almost 100 years. So that vine stock material that's planted up in the High Sand Vineyard is a really good example. It's 75 years old now, and it's a really, really good example of Australian genetic vine stock material pre-phylloxera, and material that really has this incredible heritage and history. This vineyard also has extensive plantings of Shiraz, and Shiraz was first introduced into South Australia also in the 1840s and has been a massive success in the state. In fact, South Australia is best known for this variety. And McLaren Vale has an exceptional reputation for producing Shirazes, which are very voluptuous and seductive because of their mid-palate richness and mineral length.
It was planted by a man called Bernard Smart, who's now 85. He and his father planted the first vines here in 1946. They were very traditional farmers and they went through some really tough times, and it shows, I think, the tenacity and that battling through. That the easy road might have been to follow trend and to plant something else, to change your ways, but they stuck to what they did, and we're now the fortunate custodians of that, maybe stubbornness, but I think great tenacity to keep on going.